Hello, and welcome to round 3 and 4 of the Japan Pro Tour. Let's go! So we just checked into the hotel. Team is a little bit smaller this round, as some of the others are busy or couldn't make it. But that's all good. You know, we're a strong team. You know, we're looking to have a good time. And this course is going to be technical, and it's going to be raining. So really, I feel as though anything is up for grabs in those kind of conditions. You know, the race isn't always going to be determined by who's the strongest guy in these circumstances. So I'm pretty confident we can do some good things this weekend. As for the hotel, we have single rooms, which is, you know, I'm not really used to that in North America, you know, where you generally partner it up with somebody. But it's quite nice, you know, you get some time to yourself. And the view here is quite nice. Good morning. We are at the race venue now, and we have just set up the tent. Got all the seats out, and it is raining, and it is windy. It is perfect conditions for me. I like these conditions just because this is what I'm used to at home. The course is going to be quite technical, lots of corners, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting race.
さあ、800番台の選手がここで通過していきます。800番台の選手はマスターの選手です。レーススタートしてから1時間の経過。
So we got one of the other categories racing right now. They're doing a longer race than us. I will be racing 60 kilometers a day, so a bit of a shorter race. But yeah, it's all set up. We're gonna have every category tomorrow, and it's pretty cool. We have the full Mavic neutral service set up. Here we go for course preview. The lap starts out with a wide open section before quickly narrowing down as the course takes its second turn. It's followed up by some tricky potholes and a switchback which makes you jam on the brakes hard after building up speed on the small downhill before it. Next up is a narrow bike path that has many twists and turns. It eventually turns into an uphill, and that's where the feed zone is located. It's not a decisive hill, but 22 laps of it definitely takes away some of the energy. Then it's onto what I consider the most technical part of the course. The bike path remains narrow, but now it's a speedy downhill with countless wet manholes. And spoiler alert, many riders, including myself, locked up our rear wheels, hitting them due to the very heavy braking at the end of the downhill, consisting of a very tight corner with raised metal pull bases that required to be avoided at all costs. Caution was very necessary. After that, we had a longer gradual uphill in the beautiful sakura trees. With the rain pelting down on the eyes and the spray coming out from the riders in front, we didn't really get much of a chance to spend time looking at the sakura trees. After a couple more tricky corners, we turned onto a huge, wide open section that was fast and flat. It had an almost infinitely wide turnaround spot at the end that required no braking, as it was almost impossible to overshoot the corner thanks to how much space we had on the entry and exit. Then came the fastest section of the course, a nice, long, easy downhill that leads into a couple of very tricky corners with metal pole bases lining the corner once again. And then a false flat bend into the finish line. The race course made for constant accelerating out of corners and required good focus at all times. A true test. Singing. The team and I knew going into the race that being at the front was the most important due to the course conditions. We managed to line up on the front row, which set me up well for the beginning of the race. You can see during the neutral rollout that the narrow course made it impossible to move up, with the whole field gunning to get to the front. I was right with the big teams and riders at the front thanks to my good start position and being aggressive in the wet corners. The course had many fast corners, and this one being the fastest due to how open and wide it was. This shot is not very clear, but I actually just bridged to the lone leader and then jumped past him on the attack. Unfortunately, after that, I made a few errors which left me out of the lead group. Those are lessons I took and put to work here on the second day. It's a full road race distance this time, and I was the only one on the front row with the jacket off and smiling away as I looked forward to the rainy and windy conditions. The race went smoother and I played my cards better today. My teammate Shun made it into the breakaway of the day, which was a fantastic experience for him. And I played it cool, sitting in the bunch behind, following the chasing teams. Alas, going into the weekend with bad legs, then the brutal first day hurting them even more, it meant that I blew up with 1.5 laps to go. My week leading into the race was a little too busy and I definitely suffered for it this weekend. One of the after effects from this past weekend's race is that I have no brake pads in the rear anymore. The course had a lot of really faster sections that went into a very slow corner, and whether that was a switchback or it was like a 90-degree corner, but it'd be narrow and there'd be hazards like manholes and stuff, so we had to really slow down. So we're constantly jamming the brakes really hard, multiple sections every lap, so it really ground down the brake pads. And well, my front have a smidge left, but the rear ones, they are gone. Yep. I have cleaned up the bike and took a look at with a flashlight, and there's no more brake pads on that one. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm definitely still learning how to make these videos and being more consistent. I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, especially on the race days, hence the narration over the video, the live stream videos. So I'm doing my best, I'm getting better. Next race, you know, I'm going to be determined to get a bit more footage, a bit more before post-race stuff and reports, and you know, when I'm looking all muddy like this. Yeah, so fingers crossed I do better the next time. But if you enjoyed it and you think I have a shot at being a bit more entertaining the next time around, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!